So this is map number 2 of a best of 3. Currently 1-0 up for our player in the top right hand position of merry-go-round. He represents Team Acer. We've got Bly. And his opponent down to the south, representing Russian Universe of Warhammer. He needs to win this game to take it to the ace and potentially have a spot in that finals. We have MetHix. So, this is some pretty awesome times. Game number 1 was intense. Bly managed to just make a muted transition work, and it was close. There were some sketchy times where he just about turned it round, but it wasn't comfortable. It wasn't like, hey, that was a dominating win. At least until the later stages. But for the moment, we'll keep an eye on exactly what they're doing in terms of openings, and so far, standard stuff. Gate expand going to be coming down from MetHix. Meanwhile, over on Bly's side, he may be risking a hatch first. We'll know imminently. Yep, it's going to be a hatch first. No spawning pool of 15. And the drone getting pulled. So, this is a greedy opening from Bly. He may go hatch pull. Actually not. No, he's going to grab in that gas there. That was a 15 gas. Should be 15 gas. May even go 15 pull. Was that 14 gas actually? Ooh, it must have been a 14 gas. That's pretty crazy. All in all though, this is looking fairly normal times over Bly. He's just going to get a very early speed. Potentially could actually go for a lot of speedling aggression here. We'll wait to see if that is his plan. Very early coming through with that. Meanwhile, MetHix just now taking his expansion. Bly scouts the timing of that. Gas only getting taken now, so this is a different build to what we saw game number 1. Basically, MetHix in game 1 went for the 2 gases, 2 probes in each, Cybercore, then expand. This game is much more economically focused. Just the gateway into the expansion. No gases, no Cybercore, much earlier Nexus. So Bly sees all this, knows the gas timing, knows the Cybercore timing, and also knows that there's no Zealot in production. We've already got 6 Lings. Gonna wait and see how many more we get. Zergling speed should start up now. There we go. So this could still be a speedling all in. It's really where these next lava start going. 8 Lings on their way, rallied straight across the map. And there's still more coming out. So this is likely to be a very aggressive opening from Bly. He doesn't want this game going on long. And if the damage is good, which it should be when there's obviously no Mothership Core, nor even a Zealot yet, it's going to be tough. Second Zealot queued up. Has been seen by a probe that there is a lot of Zerglings coming over here. And we need to see some chrono boosts. We need the Mothership Core out. Obviously the Zerglings can't kill the Mothership Core, but they can kill a lot before the Mothership Core kills them. 6 Lings on their way through. 6 Lings beat a Zealot, especially with good micro. But the micro has to be good. If the pylon goes down, that actually really hurts production. Nice round on that Zealot. Gets a few good shots off. Bly effectively microing here. Gonna take that down. Keeps 3 Lings alive. Now looking to try and take out this pylon. That will not yet supply block MetHix, who's pulling a Zealot down to defend this. In come some Lings to the main base. They want probes. Dead probes need to die. Well, dead probes are what really Bly's looking for. More Lings coming through. Speed is about to kick in. That's important. 5 seconds. A Zealot gonna die. Bly in a very good spot now. Refocusing a couple more probes. He's so far managed to kill 5. That is a lot of early aggression. But remember, Bly's cut drone production for this. This is now a speedling all in. Basically, he's got no drones to back this up. He has to just win the game. No additional Zealot coming out yet. There is one on the field, which is engaging in an okay spot. But nice mineral walking there from MetHix. Clumps up all those probes. They go for some really big hits. Zealot wants to back us against the wall if it can, with the Mothership Core to help. Sentry also coming through. That's going to be an important role. MetHix still in a good spot-ish. Photon Overcharge now triggered. That's going to force a lot of these Lings out. And it's going to buy time for the Sentry. This is really smart though by Bly. The Sentry could wall off here, unless the Zerglings are still up in the main base. Then they can try and pick up the Sentry in time. Warp Gate Tech now finished. 1 Sentry out. Wouldn't be surprised to see a second one. Photon Overcharge should have about another 30 seconds or so. Maybe even less than that. Mothership Core can't yet see those Zerglings. Nice hiding. Natural base will die. Behind this, Bly's still doing nothing but pumping Lings. He's committing to this entirely. Down the Nexus goes. Waltzing up the ramp. No force field there. And there's now a lot of Zerglings here. The force fields have to be precise. One gets down just in the right position. There's only one very small gap for the Speedlings to try and get through. Everywhere else is walled off with some great SimCity. But are there enough sentries? The gateway could get focused down. Pylons could start getting focused down. Another force field, allowing those Lings to get taken out carefully. Chrono boosting on the additional gateways. The defense by MetHix at the moment, fantastic. Doing everything he can, but with one gateway falling, it really hurts his production. With the Cyber Core going down, no more sentries, no more stalkers. This is still very, very tough. Behind this, Bly droning. With these force fields, he's deciding, okay, maybe I can't just flat out win here. Sentry count at 4. With everywhere but one gap force fielded or walled off, force fields can hold this indefinitely. But it's still very irritating. Sentry energy, there should be one sentry, 2 force fields available still, so that's good. Additional sentries warping in, and this should be the end of it now for this initial aggression. But don't underestimate how good Bly's position is now. He's up a base, he took out the natural, he managed to kill 12 probes, and he's continuing on with some more aggression. Nice force fields, try to box in these Lings, but there's a small little gap there. Bly just really utilising these as much as possible, trying to get the most damage down they possibly can. A lot of sentries. Rotor on those spines coming down behind us in case there's a counter push. 3 gates still in position. Ooh, this pylon could actually go down. And while that won't supply block MetHix, it is very frustrating. It allows the Lings into the probe line. Gonna get a couple more worker kills. Or one more. And that's always positive. MetHix trying to re-expand. But behind this, Bly's adding a lair. He's got a Roach Warren. He's got his 3rd base on its way. He's droning heavily up to 40 workers. And if we look at the income, that paints a pretty nice picture for Bly. Still waiting. Still keeping an eye on everything that these guys are doing. But I'd say Bly's in a very nice spot now. He hasn't won the game outright. And that was his aim initially. With that Speedling all in, is just to win the game. So massive props to MetHix for an incredible hold there. Still though, MetHix, he's taken some losses. He's adding in the Forge now. Not panicking, and that's probably the key to this, is that he's not overreacting. Not saying, okay, I've got to just try and end my opponent. I've got to do something super crazy. No, just playing it standard. Bly, once again, adding in Roach Speed and Burrow. And Burrow this game is going to be mighty annoying to try and stop. And that's because the robotics facility is only just starting. With that robo only just beginning, there's going to be no observer for quite a while. No detection unless a cannon gets placed. Now, this move out from MetHix is very risky. Like, ridiculously risky. Can't be seen by Bly yet. He's not gone Overlord quite there to see it. So doesn't know about the move forward. Could signal a 3rd base. Okay. Overlord going to get taken down. Pylon just coming down. Not trying to take a sneaky 3rd base in a weird position. Instead, just going to go for some aggression. But Bly should do nothing but pump roaches now. Lots and lots of roaches. Maybe some more Lings. Oh, he burrows. Burrow isn't known about yet. This could be a massive problem. MetHix can move forward. He's got no detection, remember? He has no idea this is here. Sneaky, sneaky. This could be a huge problem because if MetHix moves forward, the unburrow gets the surround. And there we go. This is a brilliant engagement. Mass recall going to be used. Has to be used, but that completely stops them. Crazy, crazy times. Nice decision though by Bly. Didn't have enough roaches to probably hold down a head-on fight with so many force fields available. And that burrow just meant that he could sit there and say, no, you're not getting this push. More drones coming through. Tunneling claws also being added in. And aggression at the front now. So much damage being done. Good burrow. Overseer Observer is not out on the map yet. The robo was cancelled, so it got restarted. I didn't notice that earlier. But still, this is very, very crazy stuff. MetHix has got a decent standing army, believe it or not, from that opening. And it's incredibly hard to break into the natural just because the force fields can keep on coming. Meanwhile, Blink being researched as well. We've got Tunneling Claws nearly done, but an Observer should get started pretty pronto. May even get Chrono boosted. Depends how confident MetHix feels about holding this off. Of course, with Tunneling Claws, you can go under the force fields. There's also the detection of the front, so actually there's no massive panic for that because the cannon provides the detection. Some great force fields here. Tunneling Claws, also nearly done. Is now done, but already these roaches getting picked apart. The Observer moving forward. Gonna see these roaches sneaking on by. Need some more force fields. There are so many sentries here, but their energy getting quite low. Nice tunnel. Good back away though. Force fields now hitting. 3 down, 4 down. And a lot of roaches also dying. Overall, if we take a quick little peek at the resources lost, Bly has now lost more than MetHix. And MetHix is really caught up economically. He's sitting at 53 probes to 60 drones. Not ideal, actually, for Bly. His economy is no longer looking like this golden kind of pot of gold waiting just to be spent. It's actually now looking like he's not at the optimal drone count. He wants to be at like 60 plus drones at this stage. Minimum. And that's if he wants to fully saturate. He's down by 5, 6, 7 workers there. Fully saturated is natural. And 8, 9. So he's 9 drones short of where he wants to be fully saturated on 3 bases. Third base now getting taken by MetHix. Note that he's expanding towards Bly rather than away from him. And this is actually slightly easier to hold. You can force field there nicely, force field there nicely. Just vulnerable if units try and sneak around. But aggression now coming through. Blink is done, +1 is done, and again we see MetHix with the upgrade advantage. But with Hydralisks down in quite a high number, it's going to be really hard to try and stop this. Still waiting. Still trying to keep an eye. A couple of sentries in the back could get caught. The Mothership Core going to go down. That is an annoying loss. Force fields now go through. The Observer is still with the army though, so those burrowed roaches can get attacked if they try and come underneath those force fields, but does allow the escape. MetHix adding in the robotics bay, and this is essential. If MetHix wants to win this game, he needs Colossus now. It's basically the only thing that you need. Still waiting to see what comes through. Adding in a couple more gateway units, but this army from Bly is still very scary. He's up in the army supply. 130 to 77. And that's going to be really annoying because of the Hydras. Hydralisks really are incredibly high DPS units. But they're incredibly squishy, which is why if you've got some Colossi or Storms out, you can shut them down before they dish out that damage. But because there isn't any damage, splash damage yet, these Hydras can do a lot of damage. We can see already, Bly pre-splitting, wants to get a good attack arc, and this is an amazing position for him to engage. MetHix has to back away. Look at that concave. A couple of units sneaking up into the natural base, baiting out those force fields, zoning out the stalkers as best they can. The natural has now been breached. The robotics bay, if that goes down, it's a big loss. Immortal focus first, though. Waiting to see if that robotics bay does get targeted. Yes, it will be focused, because Bly knows without that, he's in an amazing spot. Down falls that robotics bay. No more Colossus after this first one hits the field. The Stalker count rapidly dropping, and Bly now over double the army supply count. Reinforcing with more roaches, taking out the natural nexus. A lot of probes are also going to be slaughtered here. The Stalker's doing everything they can to try and stop this, but even with Blink, even with the 2-0 upgrades compared to no upgrades, it's not going to be enough. The Hydra damage output, just too damn high. MetHix buying time, but his economy really now suffering. There's reinforcing roaches coming through. GG, well played, and Bly takes the series 2-0.